Freddie Gibbs is here with Madlib, and both of them have decided to bring us another collaborative album, as well as, a few nice singles before the collaborative album comes out. And this one, Crime Pays, is the first single we're gonna get other than Bandana. There was another one, Flat Tummy Tea, as well as Flat Tummy Tea. And with Crime Pays, we get this very nice, kind of laid back, very chill, almost nostalgic feeling beat that includes this really nice vocal sample from a song I don't even know, but I definitely want to hear it now. While Freddie kind of talks about the fact that crime, in fact, does pay. Now, the classic saying is that crime doesn't pay because basically you don't necessarily win in the end. And here, I think Freddie is flipping that and saying that technically crime is paying you something. You're doing the crime, you're getting paid with the time instead of just doing the time, With that being said, there's like a line about how his homie got HIV, which sucks. There's also a few lines about how, getting involved in these crimes will make sure that inevitably you'll get paid back in some way, and that getting paid is not necessarily a good thing. Some people might get shot up at the studio and all you can do is look. For one of my other favorite lines was when he kind of talks about how he had nights where like the lights weren't on, but he's gotten to brighter days. So it's cool to see Freddie kind of like twirling in between that world of like crime and being able to survive. And that's what it comes down to. Typically crime is not always just this blatant display of evil or this way of people destroying the world just because they want to. Now, there are some who kind of revel in the world of chaos, but for some it's just a matter of survival. For others, it does help them flaunt because when you rob a store, rob a bank, you get a lot of money instead of going about it through the hard route. This idea that crime pays in a way is also not just talking about the fact that crime pays you in karma, but you also get literally paid, and that can eventually lead to you getting paid back by karma. It all kind of connects, and though Freddie's flow is kind of like blunt and to the point, he's always kind of had that style where he'll have a lot of clever bars, but this one he felt like he was more just like in your face and not necessarily trying to be too clever about it, because sometimes the very like matter-of-fact statements can really help bring across the message of how like this world is not necessarily just detrimental. It's just like a facet of life, and it's just a natural part of existing in like adverse neighborhoods or at-risk neighborhoods. Dealing with that life is something Freddie's had to do. For others, it's like different parts of that life and how they have been affected by it. So overall, Crime Pays has this really, it's a really cool song. It's not as aggressive as Bandana or Flat Tummy Tea was, so some people might not like that Freddie doesn't go as hard, but you can only go hard. Like, you have to balance out, especially with an album, the overall feeling of the song. You don't want people to get completely burnt out because you're only doing one thing, and Freddie Gibbs as well as Madlib are showing their dexterity in being able to give you the hard-hitting, jaw-knocking songs, but then also give you something that's more laid back. Like I said, the song feels like a rainy day type of chill, nostalgic, almost like maybe early 90s-ish vibe, and I really like the fact that it does that, and I am excited for their next full-length project. They didn't put out a date for it or anything, so there's no guarantee as to when it's going to come out. But overall, the singles that we have gotten, because I believe Flat Tummy Tea and Bandana are a part of this, will, at least for me, give me that kind of boost before the actual album comes out. So overall, it's a cool song. It's not as hard-hitting or doesn't have too many like clever bars, but again, with the blatant messaging, sometimes that's needed in order to really get the message across. So good song, Crime Pays, Freddie Gibbs, Madlib. Well, this guy says, no crime truly does pay. Unless, it does. Just like no sin pays unless it does. As long as it's not late payment. It's like sometimes you just need the moolah. As soon as you get the moolah, you good. It's like literally. Come on.